Hello YouTube, seems such a long time since I made a video on my car. I think it has been a long time, but anyway, what we're doing today is we're going to fit bigger injectors. Bosch 30% bigger to be exact. So let me show you what I got. Right, so these are the Bosch 30% bigger injectors. That's how they come standard. Now the important thing is with these, they come with a white seal on the tip there. I haven't taken that one out the bag yet. And that white tip doesn't last very long for fit the injectors. You've got to change to the black one, which I've already done on there. I bought the proper toolkit for being able to fit the seals on, and then you've got to like shrink them back to size. But anyway, I've done 4 of them. I've got 4 ready. The reason I got a spare there is because I've also got a spare, I've got 2 spare sets in the house. Reason being, I've started buying and selling them now. Will I have any available for sale by the time we watch this video? I'm not sure, but follow me on Instagram and send a message on there, see if I've got any. I'll tell how much I'm selling for you. You can buy them off me with a white seal like that. I don't advise you fit them like that because the seals do tend to burn out. Some people do sell them like that and run into issues. Or I can fit the 4 black seals for you and it'll just be ready to pop in the car. So anyway, I'm waffling. We're going to get them fitted in my car. I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to start up my car, get a bit of heat in it. Now I don't know if that's a proper procedure, maybe not, but I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Now my old lead up there, I done a bit of a trial run a couple of weeks ago, see how easy it was to get the injectors out, and it was an absolute nightmare. Where's my old one? I ended up just destroying it, just trying to get it out. So difficult to get out, and it was just like bound in there. So I think what I'm going to do, if I get the head warm, maybe it'll release it a bit. Oh, the other thing is, at the end of the video, we're going to plug in HB tuners, and I'm going to show you how we're going to rescale the software calibration so the car will run on the bigger injectors, but more on that later. Alright, so let's fire him up. Dead battery. Get off music. What the hell music's that? This happens to me every winter multiple times because I don't use the car enough, so when the weather gets cold I'm forever having a dead battery. But let me show you a bit of kit that I've got to jump start it. Right, so I've got this Topdon jump Surge JS 2000, comes in that case. We'll plug that on and I'll jump start the car. Now I used this the other day because, well I say the other day, it's probably about 2-3 weeks. Same thing happened, battery went flat. So what this will do, right, I can, there's a boost button there. So if the battery is dead flat or you've got 0 power, it gives like 16 volts for 30 seconds. So push that 30 seconds, within 30 seconds go and fire the car up. When I did the last test I didn't do that because I just seen on the gauge and I got about 10.5 volts. So we'll just plug it on and it should fire up. Last time it was like as if it stumbled for a little bit, but then the power pack kicked in, sensed the low voltage and then jumped it. So we'll see if it does the same again. I'm not going to press the boost, I'm going to try it without there. You can see a little light comes on now to say that this wired up correct. We're pretty much ready to go. Alright, so let's give it a try now. It's not the ignition on. Oh, that was beeping just now. There you are, look. So we're showing 10.4 volts. So that's why he's beeping. Shut up! Sync 10.3 with ignition on. So I think what will happen if it was like the other day, it'll start a little bit flat and then it'll fire itself up. So let's have a look what it says on our gauge. There you are. Actually fired it quicker than the other day. So now obviously we charge it with 14 volt. I don't know how many times you can do that, but it's a pretty decent bit of kit actually. It's getting me out of trouble because I was using a ghetto race battery before and wiring it on. It was quite frustrating. There you are. Job's a good one. Right, so what's good about this as well, right? It does have a light and all that down. Now I was going to make a separate video on this, but this seems like a good time to just quickly running through it now. Also, if I unplug this, we've got some USB points in there so you can charge your phone. Like this has done two jump starts now and the power is down to 25%, so it's Well, there you are, there's the specs, 2000 amps, blah 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 blah, but it starts the car. That's the main thing for me. Right, like I said, now what I'm going to do is let it warm for a little bit. Probably won't let it get stupid hot because I want to be able to touch things, and then we'll start stripping things down. Right, so while it's warming, let me explain what we got to do. So this pipe off, coil packs all out, this plastic trim on the top out. Like, I'm not going to show you every detail, it's not going to be a full how-to on how to do everything, but I will show you the key points as we go along. So I'll strip all that off and then I'll show you when we've got everything exposed. Right, so the fuel rail should pull off the injectors. It'd be nice if it took the injectors out with it, but it's really unlikely. It is stiff to get off. Oh, very stiff. If I do a little wiggle, perhaps it'll release the injectors. Oh, that's hard. That is tight. Right, see if we can get a bit of pressure under it. Yeah, I'll start popping up. I think it's coming off the injector, so. I think number 3's come out. It's come there. Yeah, number 3's come out. Okay, so that is a good sign that at least one injector's come out with a rail. Didn't expect that, so hopefully the other 3 won't be as difficult as I was expecting. Now we have leaked a bit of fuel down in there, so I'm going to try and get a rags in there, dry that out before we start pulling them 3. Alright, so this one is twisting. This one twists. This one's a little bit tighter, but a bit of movement now. Like I said, I've got most of the fuel out in there. Head's not that hot really. The engine didn't get really hot at all. I didn't want to be putting too much heat in it because I knew I'd be spilling some fuel. But yeah, I'm going to try and pop them out now. We'll try and pull on them. But like I said, when I done in the spare head, they were seized in incredible. I did make up a little tool. I actually knocked this up. Now, you can buy proper tools, but I think they're about 100 quid. So I just sort of welded this together, and you can see that spanner hooks under the top of the injector, like that. That was the idea, and then this top bit, then I could just hit on it with a hammer to lift them out. So I may need to use it. We'll have a see now. I'm going to give them a good wiggle and see if they come out without it. Unbelievable. I cannot believe how easy they're coming out. This one's coming too. Out. This one does feel tighter, but it had less fuel spill around it too. Twisting. Right, so that one is definitely tighter. I'm going to stick my tool on him, try and tap it up. Like, I'm really not bothered if I cause any damage to the injector because I'm not going to use them again, and I've got spares from the other engine anyway. Like a glove. Right, so that's, I'm all out in this one. The last one I just took out. Now you can see it's a little bit dry. I wonder if some of that petrol did drip down and free them up. Perhaps that's why it came out. But I was expecting an absolute nightmare doing this, and it wasn't. I've been putting this job off for weeks because, like I say, the trial run on that head might have just been it was stone cold. The other difference was that when it's a head and you try and knock up with the tool, it was lifting the head. Couldn't get the same pressure on it, but it came out easy. Right, so all of them out now. What we've got to do is clean up the holes before the injectors go in. So I've got myself a little brush kit, and we're going to try and get them as sparkly clean as we can before the new ones go in. So I've got these brushes to get down and then give a clean, and just give that one a go now, and that's right size. That's probably all we're going to use. I'll do a bit of cleaning on the top as well. We have got these bigger ones, but I may just force them down to give it a good clean. I've got a bit of brake cleaner. I might squirt some of that in the hole just to clean them up. But the important thing is when we put the new injectors in, the seals are on them. We can't lubricate them or put anything on. You have to go in dry. So yeah, tedious task of cleaning. Right, so with the brake cleaner, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go spraying that down there as such because I just don't want it filling up in the piston. I know it'll evaporate off, but I don't want to like wash off any oil off the ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the brush so there isn't too much excess, and then just keep dunking in and out and clean them up the best I can like that. What I've got out now is the bore scope, and I've just got that down in there, and I'm just giving them a check. Now I know you're not going to see it that well, but I'm going to keep going over them until they look squeaky clean and mint, and then we'll be ready for the new ones to go in. So the head's all clean, ready to go. So what we're going to do is, with the standard injector, there's a washer that's clipped on down the bottom, so you're going to need to take them off, and that's there got to go on to the new injector. Take that tip off, and that should just clip on. It says should, it will, but just I'll take a bit of persuading. There you are. So that pops on. You're going to have to do that with all four. Like I say, you take that off your own injector and bobs are good then. See the black seal? All nicely fitted. Shrunk it back down, because when you put them on with the tool in, obviously expands them. Shrunk it back down to a nice size. Now just a case of putting them in. Right, so you're going to carefully drop this down. Right, so that has just sort of done a little bit of a click. I'm just gonna give them all a good push down like that, make sure they're in. I have seen videos where people put like a socket over and give it a tap down, but looking at it, that looks to be seated fully down, so I don't think we're going to need to do any of that. Plus when the injector oil bolts on, push it all down, so let's get the rest in. Right, so just going to pop on the top clips. Right, that's it. Injector's all ready to have the rail in. Check there's no seals in there. A little bit of lubricant on them seals, and hopefully now fits in sweet. Right, so I think we are there. Right, just get the bolts, pop them in. That should seat them up lovely. So that's it, all tightened in, everything done. Just a case now putting everything back together, and then I can show you how we're going to rescale the map. That should be interesting. Alright, so this pipe going under the pump, I put this safe in the boot so nothing would go down in the pipe and clog it up. What I've shut the boot, I could do a little water running. Oh, electrics have come on, obviously switched the pump on, and there's blasted petrol everywhere. Unbelievable. Clean that up now. Right, so all the injectors are in. We're now ready to sort out the map. So I've got my map loaded up here with HP tuners. It's not going to be so easy for you to see looking through it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit the screen recorder. Right, I've got OBS. So we will start recording, and if we go to my map now, I can show you exactly what is on the screen at the same time as me. So we can look at now how we're going to change the injector scaling. Right, okay, so in the map here now, you can see the injector slope here. If I click on these numbers, so this is what relates to the scaling of the injectors. So we know the injectors are 30% more, 30% bigger. That's the word I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this number, we're going to copy that, put it into a calculator, because I am not a mathematician. That's the wrong one. That's what I want. Let me get the map back out, get the calculator back up. Right, so we go here, paste. Right, so that's the number we got. Now, as I said, these injectors are 30% bigger, so we want to pull out 30% out of that number. So how we are going to do that is we're going to times it by 0.70, and that then should give us a number that is 30% different to that, so it's going to pull fuel out. If we leave it at this number here, the original number, it's going to overfuel by 30%, so we're rescaling it down. So what I'm going to do now is copy that number if I can. Right, now just looking at it, I can see that the digits actually there. There's 8 digits there, and there's 9 digits there, so that's 6 probably won't get used, but we'll see how it goes now when we try inputting that. So copy back to the map, so let's get rid of all of that, paste. So let's have a look what numbers we got. Right, so it has given us, let me count these digits, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9. So it was only went down to 8 digits before. So what I'm going to do is I am going to remove that, so we are only left with 3 4 5 6 8 digits. And let's go back to the calculator just to check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I might have to tweak this. I might have to play it, like I say, I've never done this before, so we just diving straight in. So that's the number we're going to keep. Right, so this map now needs saving. I'm going to save this, and then what we'll do, we'll upload that onto the car, and then we'll start taking a look at data logs and see if our fueling is okay, and hopefully it'll fire up. That'll be a good thing. Right, so I just want to show you something. I've saved the file, right, and when I went back and checked the numbers, they weren't the same, so it's auto-correcting itself a bit. Because I've removed this last digit 6 here, it's saying corrected to this number, so slightly different. But I'm not going to change that. Obviously it's redone the maths because I've taken a digit off the total length of the number, so it's come up with 027155625. So as soon as I saved it, it's automatically done that. So I'm going to go with that, and we're going to see how the car fires up. So I'm just going to load the map now and then see how we go. So let's load the map, connect to the car, right calibration. So this shouldn't take long, just should take a couple of minutes. Right, and started. So we'll get our map on there now, and then we'll fire him up a Connect 4 scan, and we'll see what the AFRs and diddly whatsits are doing. You have it, process is done, ignition off for a few seconds, radio, ignition off for a couple of seconds, then you put it back on, click OK, and then we close. We're all done. So that's the map on there now. I haven't changed anything else, we've just changed injector scaling. I am looking to change the map in future, and we probably will go more power, but that'll be for another video. If you want to see that, how I up the map and make it a bit faster, let me know. But like I say, let's fire this up and see how it runs. Right, so we got 4 scan connected. We can have a look at our commanded fuel and actual fuel. Now the Lambda does go to sleep for a little bit after you've loaded a map, so we're going to fire it up. Hopefully it does fire up and we don't have any issues, and then we start looking at the data and check if everything's okay. Here we go. Obviously a little bit of lack of fuel in the lines in the injectors. All sounds good, nothing's blown up. So we can see our command is 14.6, actual is 14.5. So I'll give it a little bit of time just to check now the Lambda isn't sleeping. Let's rev it. So without driving, I'm not really sure, to be honest. So when you load a map on the car, this is something I had to learn, which I never knew before I started doing all this. When you actually first start driving the car, the Lambda, they say is still sleeping, so it's not responding. It's stuck at 14.7, 14.6, you can see there. So if you go putting your foot down, you're going to lean out badly. So yeah, so it takes a couple of minutes before the Lambda comes alive. Don't know why that is. If you know, Mappers explain it to me. So yeah, just got to give that a bit of time. But I'm looking at it now. We commanding 14.6, the actual is 14.5. So if they were miles off, then we would think, yeah, well, we've got a scaling issue in the injectors, but that looks alright. Looks fine. All sounds fine out here. Don't think there's any issues with that, hopefully not. Yeah, all sounds sweet as a nut. I think we've got that scaling spot on. We'll do more testing though. Right, so that's it people, that's worked out perfectly, all running fine so far. Next video, I'm deciding what to do. I may go through the process of how I add a bit more power. We're going to up the boost. That'll involve quite a few different changes. Do I film it, do I not film it, I don't know. But I think for the future, what I want to do is add more power to it, see what I can do. But I think when it comes back to track days, I'm going to go back to just the level of boost that is on there at the moment now. But we'll see what the future brings. Some of you might be thinking it's crazy, and it is crazy adding more power, but now I've got HB tuners and I can do the mapping myself. I'm just loving it. It's so easy to do things. Well, when I say so easy, I mean in the sense of like fitting bigger injectors. I would never have fitted bigger injectors before because I would have had to pay to have had the map done again. But now I don't have to pay. I can put the bigger injectors in and just do it myself, so it's not going to cost me anything. So that's why, and I love tinkering. I know everybody's going to say you're going to blow it up, it's going to go wrong. What happens, and if it does, take on the chin in it. But we'll see where the future brings. But anyway, as of now, I have some injectors that I am selling. And I'm selling them for around about £200 less than what you're finding them on the tuners websites, because they marked up ridiculous. I'm hoping I can get more, so by the time you're watching this video at whatever point, hopefully I'll have some more, but there's no guarantees. I'm hoping that I can, so we'll see what the future brings on that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and see you on the next one. Bye.